If we look closely to the anatomy and function of the vestibular system and those three canals, the anterior canal, the horizontal, and the posterior, the anterior canal controls forward head movements, the posterior canals control posterior movements, and horizontal canals control horizontal movements. So if I have a dysfunction on either of these loops, that will show me that I might have a deficit and will cause further balance issues. So let's say if I'm performing a Romberg test, standing with my feet mashed, everything's fine over here, and then I close my eyes. The moment I close my eyes, I see this little drift happening to the left side. Initially, my mind will go, there might be a dysfunction on the left vestibular system, but I gotta see now which canal can that possibly be. So the first thing I would like to do is assess all positions of the head and then reassess my Romberg test. So to assess the horizontal canal on the left, I would hold my thumb up. My eyes have to stay fixated on the thumb. And as I'm in that position, I would quickly turn my head to the left without my eyes losing the target. I would go back slowly because if I go back quickly, I'm going to start activating the opposite horizontal canal on the right. So I'll do 3 reps here. 1, slightly bring it back to forward again. 2, and then 3. 3 reps should do more than enough. Reassess your Romberg test and notice if any swaying has actually been diminished, maybe less, or if there's an increase in your swaying, which means you may not want to actually touch that side. But if you actually see that there's less swaying, you're feeling a lot more stable, that means you might need to do that specific exercise frequently throughout the day. To assess now the posterior left canal, my nose now will have to be going up and to the left. We basically want the left inner ear to go back and to the left. So from that position, I will go 1, 2, 3. That assesses the posterior canal on the left. Now to assess the anterior canal on the left, it's a little bit different. This one goes down and right, because now we want the left inner ear to go down to the floor and to the right. So we want to assess that anterior canal. If I were to actually visualize my posterior, my anterior, and my horizontal canals, they kind of look like this. So in order to focus on my left anterior, my head has to go down and to the left to activate this canal. So from here, I would go down and to the right. 1, 2, 3. And with that, I can actually combine both canals if I see that my balance has gotten a lot better. So what I would do here, it was actually going up and left, and then down to the right. Up and left, and then down to the right. That now activates the posterior and the anterior canal, which is movements that we perform on our daily lives. The other canals, such as bilateral posterior canals, will be just straight up 3 times. Bilateral anterior canals will be straight down. 3 reps there. And then if you want to assess to see if your balance restores even further, assessing now your right side, I would turn my head quickly to the right, slowly bring it back, quickly to the right, slowly bring it back. So we have 8 positions so far for this VOR. We have up and left, horizontal left, horizontal down and left, which is the anterior posterior canal. Then we have the straight down, which is bilateral anterior canals. Then we have down left, which is the anterior left canal. I know this is a little confusing. Then we have horizontal right, which is the right horizontal canal of my right ear. And then I have up and right, which is the posterior right canal. So all these 8 positions basically form the VOR. We should be able to perform all these movements without any trouble, without any symptoms reoccurring. But if you actually see that your balance is restored by moving your head only in one direction, mostly let's say on the left side, and you see your balance actually being restored, that actually has more effects to even your squatting. Probably some of you have been squatting and saying that every time I squat, I drift towards one side. you may want to blame your vestibular system for that, not necessarily muscle dysfunction going down on your hips or you're misaligned on the hips. That is a factor, but we also have to think a little bit more neurologically here and what keeps us much more straight. So another thing that you definitely want to assess is the squat, the depth of your squat actually. So if I were to do, let's say 3 reps up and left, knowing that my balance got better by activating that canal, I also want to assess other stuff such as strength. Maybe strength might have improved, the squat depth, range of motion. Anything you do to the neural system, everything changes. So test out every canal. If you would do left horizontal, 3 reps, test out your Romberg test, see if that actually stabilizes a lot more. If you're still noticing some swaying, move on to another one. Do a down right, or excuse me, a down left. See if that gets better. So after performing every drill, about 3 to 5 reps, assess and reassess. That is the only way you'll know whether this stuff is actually working for you or not. So as a beginner, I would definitely highly encourage this on your daily routine. Definitely perform this every single day if you know how to assess this properly. I hope this video makes it a little bit more clear, but please leave any comments. If you need any further help on this, I'll be more than happy to show you further case studies that I'll be putting up on this membership section. So stay tuned guys, ready for more. I'll see you soon.